Hey, so did you know how easy it is to make your own creamer at home? So I literally make a coffee creamer that's just four ingredients. I've been doing this for 2 or 3 years now. And, sometimes you feel like, I don't have time. I don't feel like making it. I'll just buy in the store. But then when I go in the store, I'm really disappointed because almost all the creamers in the store have dipotassium phosphate, EDTA. That is the one ingredient that if you see it, you need to run, do not buy that product. Because when that ingredient is in your product, what happens is that actually opens up, like it increases absorption and it kind of like opens up the pathways like wider, it like opens it up so that more of the whatever can get in. It increases absorption. So if it's paired with good compounds, it would increase absorption of those compounds. But when dipotassium EDTA, phosphate EDTA, is included in most of the foods that we're buying and products that contain it, it usually contains a ton of toxins and very unhealthy, unnatural compounds. So now you're not only taking in those compounds, but you're taking in a larger dose of it than you ever expected. So if you see dipotassium phosphate EDTA or natural flavors in your coffee creamer, that's really not something you want to take in every day, because why are they writing natural flavors? Why are they using a catch-all phrase? Even if it says it's organic, I'm still wary because it's like, why can't you just write what the flavor is? Why can't you just write vanilla flavor sourced from vanilla bean pods? Why are they writing natural flavors? There's definitely something shady there. So when you see natural flavor, that's a sign to just scrap that product and see if you can make it yourself. So what I do is, and it's funny because, okay, let me just revert back. So I've been doing this for like 2 or 3 years, right? Now, when I go in the store, like if I go to Whole Foods, I'll actually find products that have the same ingredients as mine. Okay, so it's like, okay, so now why would I go and spend $7 for the convenience of not having to blend it? It's that easy. So I'm just going to show you how easy this is. You're going to freaking flip out. You're going to love it. And you're going to always want to make it. And this is going to be your new creamer. Okay. Very easy to make. Very highly customizable. Okay. What I did is I did 1 liter of milk. You can use cow milk if that's what you use. I don't suggest using cow milk. It's highly inflammatory and it causes mucus production. Cow milk is just not meant for human bodies. I mean, there's a lot of research there, but you can use any milk of your choice from any kind of animal or plant. Okay. So I do 1 liter of milk, 1 liter of milk, 1 can of coconut cream, right? Then you do stevia or any sweetener of your sweeteners. You can use sugar. Okay. You don't want to use processed white cane sugar though. You want to use a real sugar. You can use any kind of sugar, any kind of sweetener. Okay, so it could be honey. It could be birch sugar, which is xylitol. It could be maple syrup. It could be molasses. It could be any kind of sap from a tree. It could be any kind of sweetener of any kind. You don't even need the sweetener. You can omit the sweetener. The sweetener is just there to make it sweet, right? Because usually coffee creamer has like a sweeter taste, right? It's a sweet, creamy treat that you pour into your coffee, right? So I go with stevia. I get a liquid stevia. And you can go even further to get more natural by growing your own stevia, right? And then you can soak your stevia in water, make a tea or an infusion of it, and then you strain it. And now you can take that tea that you made, that infusion, that stevia infusion, which would be a stevia extract, okay? And now you have a liquid sweetener. So you literally grow stevia plant yourself, make tea with it, extract its compounds, and now you can use little drops of that as a sweetener. Okay, so like you can get to the source. Like if you put the time and effort in, you can actually grow your own sugar, your own sweetener. I mean, you can even grow cane sugar if you wanted sugar, like standard conventional, sugar. So what do we got so far? 1 liter of the milk of your choice, 1 can of coconut cream, whatever sweetener you want, add as optional and add as much or a little as you want. The last ingredient is a little bit of sea salt, like an 1/8 or 1/4 teaspoon sea salt. And I like to go with Celtic salt because it has a very high amount of minerals. It's got like 80 to 90 of the 104 you need. So Celtic salt is a really good choice. I've heard Baja salt is great too. I think that's just a brand name of a salt from somewhere near Italy or somewhere in Europe. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. I've never used it. I've bought Celtic salt, and if you don't have Celtic, just get sea salt. Try pink Himalayan sea salt. Just you want a salt that's natural, hand raked if possible, and not like chemically, produced, or no chemicals in the processing, right? So we got 1 liter of milk of your choice, 1 can coconut cream, sweetener if you want it, put like a tablespoon or 2, depending on what it is. A little bit of salt, like a 1/4 teaspoon salt. That's it. If you want it to be thicker, you can go get xanthan gum or any kind of a gum, any kind. It could be xanthan gum. It could be gellan gum. It could be agar-agar. Like, you can use any thickener you want. You can use a little bit of sea moss. That's a thickener. But that would make it taste a little salty, right? Now you're really playing with it. So it's up to you about your flavors, your taste, and your ingredients on hand. But literally, that's the recipe. Now, I'm going to show you how it comes out when it's done. Hold on a second. Let's find a good spot to lean this. Okay, so when this is hard. When I blend, right? When I blend liquids like this, right? Sometimes the cap could pop off and explode. You always hold your hand over the top. Number 2, even if the cap doesn't blow off and explode, sometimes it will lift up on the sides, just a little like that, and shoot out. So what I do is, right before I'm blending, I grab a big towel. Now you want a big towel, the kind like a long kitchen dish rag towel, okay? A big one. Put it over the top like that. You want to make sure that all the sides are covered like this. Now, when you turn on your blender, you hold your hand on it. You hold it down tight. Push down tight, okay? I'm not joking around. Even using this towel, I've still had spills, okay? So we're going to hold on tight, all right? Push down tight. Ready, go. Okay, it's done. Let's see how it came out. And that's our creamer. All right, and now I'm going to pour it in some coffee. Okay, so I transfer this into a mason jar. Another thing I like to do is actually make a latte with my coffee. I'll show you how. So you got your blender, right? I'm not even going to rinse it because I'm putting the coffee and some creamer back in here. So I'll show you how I do a latte. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I make a latte. When I do lattes, I take a spoonful of coconut butter. This is raw coconut butter, all right? AKA whole coconut puree. Now, you can use other nut butters, but I have this on hand. This is what I use. So we got about a tablespoon of coconut butter, right? Now, I use Eleuthero. I always add herbal powder to my tea. So a dosage is about 1,000 milligrams, teaspoon. And Shilajit is like a 16th or an 1/8 of a teaspoon. I really am not sure of the exact dosage. Shilajit has a lot of varying dosages, so I always just stay on the safe side and use about 1/8 of a teaspoon Shilajit once a day. Sometimes I take it twice a day. Now, we're going to put our coffee creamer. I'm going to pour some creamer in, right? I think that's about enough. And now we're going to pour our coffee in. So I have a French press. I'm going to go with... I already put creamer, so that's probably enough coffee. All right, so now I pour that in. Okay, now we're gonna put our lid. So what I did differently, I put my coffee in my creamer. The only thing I did different is I added a spoonful of coconut butter. All right, so it looks like that right now. Hold down tight, make sure your towel's in place. Hold down tight. And you know what's funny? It didn't pop up, but I dripped, coffee dripped out the side. It just happens. Like, even if the lid doesn't pop up, somehow coffee always comes out. Anyway, look at our latte. Ooh, it looks good. And I don't know if you just caught that, but the coffee's dripping down the side. See? It's all dripping down the side. It's just that it's like, it's hot coffee and it just ends up dripping always. Where's the cup? Oh, here we go. Look at that. Sometimes you can get it more foamy, depending on what ingredients you use, what coffee, how much protein is in it, right? If you add more protein in this ingredient, more protein in the ingredients will make more foam. So, what do you think? Would you try it? Would you try this method? It is so good. I really want you to try it. Please try it. Please try it. If you watch this whole little video, I'm begging you, please try my recipe. Okay? Have a great day.